What's up, guys? It's Captain Production 72 back with a review with the set 75401, Ahaokas Jedi Interceptor, which means there's been what 401 plus Lego Star Wars sets since 2013. How do I know that? Because they start the thing 75, and then the treble zero started that year. What random thing I'd throw in there? This is a set that I think is kind of weird, right? Also, you all notice I actually have the part count on the box, which makes this review a ranty review. Yay. You'll see why soon. But this is a set that I was not expecting, and I'm wishing this one had swapped places with something we're getting this year, and oh wow. So, this set, I can only think of one instance where this thing actually featured in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and it's on my Gito, and it's the start of those episodes where Ahsoka is solely, accused of the Jedi Temple bombing and stuff. Her and Anakin are flying, and buzz droids go on, none go on her. They all go on Anakin, and he gets knocked out. So she jumps out, cuts him out his starfighter, and there's that whole scene. R2D2 decides to fake being dead. But this set, I was not expecting them to do. But what I was expecting even less. This set retails for £40 in the UK. For this. I don't know how I feel about that specifically. 290 pieces. And I'll admit, as much as, I expected it, I'm a little annoyed the extra figure is Anakin. There's nothing wrong with it being Anakin, but for that price, I feel also, hear me out on this. Would the best figure to include not have been Letter Turnbob? I think that's her name. The woman in the pink outfit, right? If you guys remember back from that arc in the because this is based off the episode where the whole Jedi Temple bombing thing happened. Would it not have been ideal to have included her minifigure in this, or heck, even a buzz droid? We've not seen a buzz droid since when? 2014? So, I don't know. Nothing wrong with the Anakin, generic Clone Wars Anakin, which has a movie-like face and appearance, I suppose, but I just feel the opportunity was there and was not taken. So let's have a look at the box. So I think this is kind of a cool looking box. I will give it that. Plus, I have the part count on box. I do not have... The only Lego boxes in the UK really that have them are the UCS boxes, and all the Starship series have them. Now, I know it's more of a thing in North America, but I do have a classic set with the part count. I have the 2012 TIE Fighter, which I don't think I've actually reviewed on here. I have its part count. I could be wrong, I've reviewed that many sets on here. But I do like it. It's got the 327th Trooper in there. It's kind of got flying through space. It'd been kind of cooler if it was on my Gito. No, it's not my Gito. K2 Nemoidia. My Gito is where Ki-Adi-Mundi dies. There we go. I've mixed up a Star Wars fact. But, it's not too bad looking. It's not a right box. On the back, it kind of shows another planet. And I'm not even 100% sure what planet that is meant to be. Look, I'm thinking both Dathomir and Ryloth by the looks of this, but I don't know. Kind of shows off the features. Now, let's get on to the minifigures included, because, they're not too bad. Kinda. First up is Small Legs Ahsoka. So the weird thing I find about this minifig looking for me is, because I was around doing Lego Star Wars back in 2013 when the last kind of later season, I say later seasons, I'd say mid-seasons would be more accurate, what it looks like in the kind of middle of the show, has normal sized legs, but it's a remake of that minifigure, and this is the cool, I suppose in a way this is the cool thing about modern Clone Wars stuff, is because the show obviously has been gone for 5 years at this point, whatever they do make is kind of really could be anything, which is the interesting thing. And of course, they chose this, which I'm kind of happy in a way they chose something they hadn't made. But anyway, she's got the two lightsabers. She's got more or less, because it looks like that updated version of the 2013 one. And she's got those mid-sized legs, which I think were introduced in 2019, because they're on the Padme from the 20th anniversary pod racer, which means this small minifigure can do this, which is absolutely brilliant. So she's got no pupils in her eyes, because of course she doesn't. Lift up that head thing, and let me guess, it's going to take the head with it? No, it takes the entire minifigure with it. Okay, that time it took the head. Really? So you do get two heads. You get this more smiley one, and you get this more unhappy one. I will point out, this is a very rubbery piece. But it looks really good. But yeah, overall, Ahaokas a pretty cool minifigure. Let's move on to Anakin. And here we have what I refer to as the mid-season's Anakin, because he's not got the flesh tone hand on the other end yet. You want to mention, I suppose, they're not Lego are never going to make Clone Wars based Anakin from the end of the show, because that's technically just Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Like I said, this is not a bad minifigure. I suppose Lego just wanted to choose the safe choice when doing it, by going for the figure that, would probably fit best, but I just feel there was other options. I mean, yeah, they could have done options and not every, I suppose more people are going to look at this thing and be like, put my hand behind so it focuses a bit better. More people are going to look at this and go, yeah, it's Anakin, that's kind of the, the recognizability of the character, but Lego, for those Clone Wars fans like myself, they could have really done something different. If you take off the hair, pretty much you're just getting an angry face up there, which Anakin specializes in those. But yeah, not too bad. Just turn him around. Pretty decent looking minifigure overall. I'll bring him closer to the camera actually. But yeah, it looks alright. Just not the choice I would have made. And a figure I never expected to see in Lego again, R7A7. Original appearance in the 7751. Yeah, 7751. Ahsoka Starfighter with Vulture Droid from 2009. Yeah, when I think of Clone Wars characters I expect to see again, Ventress, possibly a Dooku. This character, no. But I do like it, and I do like the fact that we're getting Clone Wars-esque astromechs again, or Clone Wars specific ones again. We got QTKT last year, so this I really like this. Probably my favourite figure in the set. Wouldn't buy the set for the figure, but pretty nice one, just your standard astromech droid, nothing too special. Let's move into the set. So, yes, this thing. So, the thing that made this one a bit talk about, and I swear to God, it's probably Lego's reasoning, for the, you look at it and you can't even make the argument that Lego tried to bump up the parts by using smaller parts. It doesn't look like they did at 290 pieces, but I suppose when you got all these kind of smaller detail bits like that, you kind of notice it. Now, the bit that kind of made this thing controversial, at least to me anyway, is the cockpit, which just annoyed the hell out of me. Lego Star Wars does not have a whole bunch of pieces that change over the years, right? Like R2-D2 figures still use the same parts. Well, astromech, sorry. Lightsaber hilts are still the same. They go through color variations, that kind of thing. Anakin Skywalker minifigures, I've used the same hairpiece on them since 2008. But when it comes to actual parts and sets, those don't always change. Those don't always stay the same, rather. And we had the same cockpit piece on the Jedi Starfighters from 2005 until now. Now it's a multi-piece thing, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I do like the interior, though. I mean, it does the job, We can put Ahsoka in there. Like so, and as far as I remember, there is nowhere for the lightsabers to go because it's modern Lego Star Wars. How dare you get a clip somewhere to store your lightsabers? So those are a bit of an inconvenience when it comes to this set. So just going to take the lightsabers. I'm going to put them over there. Still weird to me that short minifigures can sit down. But, I mean, yeah, that's been a thing for, 5-6 years now. But, come on, I come from that era of Lego Star Wars where, things like this were just not a thing. So I suppose you have to put her in, going back a bit more. And then kind of shut her in there. Perfect. Now, it's just basic Jedi Starfighter. You've got the astromech port here. Unfortunately, the Interceptors do not have any cool special features like the Delta 7 ones, which is the pointy ones. Those in... The last time we got one of those was we got one last year and it was Jedi Bob's. They don't really have gimmicks anymore. Back in the day, different ones had different features. Anakin's could launch R2. Ahsoka had this thing where he could shoot multiple flick-fire missiles at once. Plo Koon's had an ejector seat, which is kind of funny, considering his ultimate fate. But you get the droid in there, and you basically... The playability in this is really just switchability in the minifigures. You don't really have any things. Yes, you get the annoyances, which I'll shoot the camera. Shoot it off. Yeah, the spring-loaded missiles. Oh yes, 11 years of those. But honestly, the set is quite good for what it is. It uses stickers to an annoying degree, though. So thankfully, Lego's not cheaped out and made this a sticker yet. No wait, that's a part. Sticker, and of course both sides of these are stickers. So Ahaokas is different. So normally these don't. I can't think of any that do actually have a pattern on the side, but I do kind of like that they do that. And of course, that's on both sides. You've got the engines there, which look, those are nice looking engines. Like I said, there's positives to this build, but I feel like for the price, the fact that we're getting these at that price now is a bit insane. But yeah, that's more or less, it's kind of got a good swooshability about it, which is great. It's kind of what you want. Like I said, there's just not a whole bunch to talk about when it comes to Jedi Starfighters. I mean this cannon actually is off-center, but it's one of those things. It's what you see is what you get kind of set. Let's have a look at the instructions and we'll go some closing remarks on this, because I've got a few. As much as I wanted to believe it, as much as I held out hope, Lego, after 3 years, clearly are never going to go back to cool-looking instructions. This is the depressing standard. And wow. Even the Lego instructions make Anakin look like a silly inclusion. But, it's your basic set. Bag 1 builds you up the cockpit and the figures. 2 and 3 are each of the wings. Kind of literally opened it at 3 there. And the other set's from the Wave, which I've not bought any of these. The Child or Grogu and the Pram rather doesn't really, not for me. It's cool. I might buy it if it goes on discount. I'm not going to buy the 4+ thing. And I probably will end up buying that Archon 70 for the Clone Army, which is coming out in a couple of weeks here on the channel. And that's just your part list. Again, it's the basic horrible instructions we've been getting since the summer 2022 wave. So let's go into my closing remarks. I've got an interesting opinion here. So here's my closing remarks. I'm giving this set a 7 out of 10. Mostly the price is the price probably dulls it quite a bit. See, this is a £30 Jedi Starfighter, like Obi-Wan's from 2022, which is still available at the time of filming this. I think with the whole UCS Slave 1, that's just going to stick around. But, this set, I just have issues with the price. I love the model. And yeah, it's a bit weird seeing a different piece be the cockpit. But we're getting a Plo Koon's microfighter of his Starfighter, right? I would argue that given it was the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, you're getting the Archon 70 with Oddball, Captain Jag, from the Order 66 scene. I would have rather this swapped places. And we got Plo Koon's Jedi Interceptor, because I'm sure it is one of these type of interceptors he's flying in that scene. I'm genuinely slightly confused on that one now. But, yeah. I'd rather have got that and then got this as a microfighter. Then, sure, you don't get the Anakin. You probably get half of this minifigure. But then again, people are talking about that you may get the rest of Plo Koon's minifigure in the astromech. In the advent calendar, because that's been done before. But it's a good set. Just don't be as stupid as I am and pay full price for it. Actually, even 35, not ideal, but it's less of a sting than 40. And, yeah, I get inflation, I get prices and stuff, but Jedi Bob Starfighter is 35. It's like, Lego can't keep blaming inflation. But anyway, it's a decent set. 7 out of 10 is all I'm going to give it. I may possibly do the other 2025 set, that I've got the Acclimator next. I don't know. I'll see you guys there.